What up, K Sweezy?
WNOV 860 AM.
I'm just saying, bro. Playing that hat well this morning.
God, well,
I
thank you.
like
Thank you.
that.
I'm playing. I'm playing.
I look good in that.
You
That
probably.
would look good on me.
What else you gonna wear?
That would look good on me.
Well, what else?
Rope to the side. I'm gonna need to get that player.
Where you gonna get it at?
What you mean?
What you mean?
Who got it on?
You got to work for
Work.
it. Work and work. Yeah.
Nah, see, I went to Rihanna.
Work. That works too.
You don't know that one either. You don't know you don't know the way either. Yeah, I know. I'm like,
Oh, yeah,
I didn't.
that was a real work song. Taking care of business, woman, can't you see? Yeah.
So how you doing otherwise besides the fly hat today? How you doing?
What they call the ammonia weather?
Is it?
Caught me.
I mean, you out here with short,
Sexy.
sleeves on.
Hey, sexy comes with, and big sexy
It's
comes
only
with.
supposed to be 50 degrees a day, bro.
Yeah.
So what's all of this?
55.
This summering outfit you got on?
Gotta get prepared.
Looking like you about to, step on the yacht.
Oh,
what's going
glad
on?
you feel that way.
I'm just saying.
They say you got to.
Why you talking about this ammonia weather? But you out here.
I take advantage of every beautiful
like somebody
day.
gave you a different weather report.
Hey, it's a beautiful morning.
I'm just saying, fam.
Ready, steady.
We got the same weather report. But I feel you though.
Hey.
Breezing through.
Hey, breezing
Barbie got
through.
a skull cap on.
Right. Yeah. Right.
A hoodie.
Right.
He dressed, like it's about to be 50 degrees outside.
No, but 50 degrees is warm compared to yesterday.
Well, okay, I'll
Gonna
take
be
it.
all right.
I'll take it.
When you stand outside passing out food in 20-degree weather, you feel a little different. But it called me, it's okay. It starts now. I won't have to worry about it later. It's an immune system.
Okay.
Ain't got to take no shots.
Just don't never be easy. Just can't never. Just.
You ask.
Always.
You ask.
Some extra.
You ask.
What up, Mr. Carvey? Somebody hit me up yesterday and said, stop calling that brother Young Carter.
Young Carter.
I was like, show him some respect.
He told you today, didn't he?
Well, that he was the goat. He came in with the
goat head
on.
Might as well put the goat head on and show yourself.
Oh, you gonna scare people? For people that can see us on YouTube and Facebook, oh my God. Carvey, what do you have on your head?
Bye.
Bye. I walked in. I was like, yeah, that's scary, bro. Hey, but good purpose. Yeah. My man entertains the young ones. And he was like, I'm going to add this to the acts. I'm like, well, let me know so I am not there. I'm just saying. I appreciate it, though. Woo, they nothing like cute. Take that mask off. People be like, thank you, Jesus. So let me do this real quick. I want to remind
you sound like me to have all that, thermal stuff on.
Who? What?
I'm summering. You like, let me. You sound like Keith, little sister.
I'm struggling trying to get. I was listening to myself the other day. You can hear all the little congestion. Mm-hmm. It's and then I always, for some reason, I have a hard time breathing in the studio. Like if I go in the back to cut a commercial, I can't breathe at all in that room. Yeah. So I always have problems. Dude, you gotta take a picture. Carvey, you're ridiculous. You are totally. Don't encourage that.
What does this mean?
Scaring little kids. We all on Facebook. We all on Facebook for foolishness. Somebody hit me up. Yeah, dang, I'm sniffling out here, man. Yeah. So again, make sure you like us. And follow us on Facebook, 860 AM WNOV, and on YouTube, WNOV The Voice, and hit the subscribe button. There were a number of people.
Hit the what button?
Subscribe.
The what?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Yeah.
I can't get it out.
Subscribe.
Subscribe button. Man.
Wouldn't mean that much if you ain't get on folks so much.
Yeah, I'm sorry, what?
So I would say what?
Did you say get on folks?
I would say what?
I mean, it ain't like folks don't come for me. I was listening to Key's show yesterday. Somebody came for me. It's like, yeah, Basically, people think they all that. I was like,
Exactly.
some people ain't even from here, and they trying to, tell people da da da. I was like, I ain't gotta be from here.
Oh, you know what?
I ain't gotta be from here.
Yeah,
I do the work. Whether I'm from here or not, I do the work. It's people from here don't do nothing. So, I peeped that conversation though yesterday. And then I'm gonna just say this with it being Women's History Month.
oh,
And
damn,
I just
damn,
yeah, that's right, boo.
damn.
There are some people that don't do well when folks have confidence. There are some people that don't do well when you know your self-worth. There's some people that don't do well when you don't need affirmations from the rest of the world because you got them at home. I'm that person. I know my
Say it
self
again.
worth. I
I'm that
know
person.
what I bring to the table. I do. And there are folks that get salty with you because you know who you are when you walk into a room. I wish that for everyone. I encourage that for everyone because if you don't know your self-worth, how are other people supposed to ever value you? And if they never do, is my self-worth tied up into what other people think of me? Because if it is, and people decide you're not their cup of tea, then you're, demoralized. You're sad. You dang near suicidal because you're worried about what other people think. And if other people think you are worthy or important or smart or any of that. And women go through that, to a greater degree than men. So I'm just gonna say, because I heard a couple of the remarks yesterday on Keith's show that I believe was directed at me. Make no mistake, I know exactly who I am. I know what I bring to the table. I know my value. I know my worth. I know that I add value more often than I detract from a situation. Now, I'm not telling you I won't show my behind. I'm not telling you that I won't make
Her whole
mistakes.
entire.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you I won't make mistakes. But, hopefully y'all do for y'all children what my family did for me, which was to love and nurture and support me and basically make me understand that the sky is the limit.
As long as you keep your head to the sky.
Come on now.
To be optimistic.
So, I just because that resonated with me. That other people gonna try to tell you what you're not and what you are. I've had people before say, you think you. I do. I do.
Man.
I do. And hopefully, and I pray for you that you do too. Self-worth starts with self. Did you hear what I just said? Self-worth starts with self. And women, there will be people that will, particularly Black women, because you are outspoken, because you have an opinion, because you are willing to share that opinion, because you don't back down, because you are forceful in providing that opinion or determined. And they will try to tell you, and they put all the negatives in front of your name. The aggressive, the overbearing, the bullying, the this, the that. No, I'm not. Because if I was a dude, nobody would have anything to say.
They just knock you out.
No, wouldn't nobody knock me out.
No, I'm saying if you was a dude, because dudes do it different. They don't.
Yeah, I mean, but they wouldn't knock that dude out either. Bros talk trash all the time. Bros come strong all the time. Nobody has anything to say. But a sister comes strong. Oh, she this, she that. So in Women's History Month, as we talk about the struggles that it requires to be of the female persuasion in this joint in America and around the world, quite frankly, man, give your girls what they need to be out here to fight.
Amen.
Give them what they need to stand tall, stand strong. Let them understand their power. Because people will try to take it from you. And people will try to make you think it's something wrong with you because you're willing to exercise your voice. This ain't 1950, 1930, 1845, 1619. This ain't none of that. As we talked yesterday about the role of women in securing the right to vote for women, and people don't appreciate the women who were beaten and abused and just mistreated because they wanted to do what many of you won't do, which is go into a polling location and cast a ballot. because you don't see the value in it. You too busy for it. Whatever is the reason that some people don't vote. And then, it was funny when I was talking about the history of women's voting. State Representative Lakeisha Myers, who is a, history teacher by trade, what is it, world history or social studies? I forgot exactly what her discipline is. But one of the things she said when I was talking yesterday, she said, and remember that the women in other countries, they wasn't playing. They was bombing stuff. They was bombing buildings. You're not gonna let me vote? You're not gonna let me participate? Yeah, they started tearing stuff up. We was doing silent protests here, hunger strikes, marches. So, I'm just saying, you gotta appreciate how you judge people. And if we apply the same standards to everybody by way of people expressing themselves and dealing with, you know, information. I see I got a call on the line. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Hey. Good morning, Michelle. I kind of caught the tail end of that exchange, if you want to put it mildly. When Meach called in
Mm-hmm.
yesterday, and you allow Meach to call in all the time, and I really don't agree with his political views. I think it's just ridiculous. But he kind of you were getting ready to leave, and he made a derogatory comment towards you, and I think that was way out of line. And you give him the respect to accept his phone calls, and I just thought that was just out of line,
Which
But then,
comment was that? Was that the silverback gorilla comment?
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought that was kind of that
yeah.
was childish and immature, and I see why he admires Donald Trump so much, which that's his business, But then there was another caller after that called in. I guess he was criticizing your style, like how you say bruh, or however just your style on the radio.
Right.
And I just don't understand people. You have a right to be who you are, and I know you're going to continue to be who you are. He was kind of trying to criticize you, and we should all get along. And then the other gentleman about I think his name was Canada or something.
Greg Kennedy.
Yeah, well, what kills me with them is they claim to have all these values, these Christian values, and all of that, and the person that they support, he has little, if none, values at all whatsoever. The one that's running for president by the name of number 45. Let's put it that way. And I just get so irritated with them and with their family values and Christian values, like they're so above everyone, But I just mainly called to just like me shouldn't have said what he said, and you do allow him to call your show, and other shows he's not even allowed to call in. So I just want to point that out. So I just appreciate what you're doing and the information that you put out there, and just stay who you are, and that's all I want to say. I just want to thank you for what you do. Thank you.
All right, thank you, bruh, and bruh, and I appreciate the call. I tell people I've gone through this a number of times in relationship to being on the air, and it comes from men and women, black folks and white folks, because there are some sisters who don't think that I'm polished enough. That oh my God, she's so rough around the edges, and I tell everybody it's not for you then. Move up, down the aisle, go somewhere else, open your mind to a different style. But I'm not getting ready to change who I am because somebody else's value system. I'm just not getting ready to do that. And so I've had to have some behind the scenes conversations with some black women in this town, who have an idea and an image and an ideology about how they believe black women should purport themselves and present themselves. We're not all supposed to be the same. And you need all types at the table. You need all types at the table. People understood. Deal with Malcolm or deal with Martin. Deal with Martin or deal with Malcolm. Deal with, this group or deal with Elijah Muhammad. Deal with these people or deal with those people. But it's room at the table for everybody. And the fact that people try to box you in, like, wrong chick, wrong person, not gonna happen over here. So that's one thing, that I certainly concur with the caller about, people trying to tell you how you should speak. That whole idea about, we all need to get on the same page. Nobody has been on the same page since the beginning of time. That's why God gave people their own individual minds to believe and think what they wanted to. Now we can work to reach consensus. We can all try to figure out like a common goal, but we may not ever all agree on how to get there. That's why you play your lane, let them play their lane. That's why it's many positions on a team. Everybody don't play the same position. We got the same goal, but we don't play the same position. That's why, while I vehemently am opposed to many of the things that Republicans today, are about, I understand somebody got to be on that team. You need somebody in every room. Somebody got to play every position. I appreciate it. I get that. But don't get mad at me because I don't play the game the way you want it played. And my use of language like bruh, that's what I do. I have an affinity for my folks. I love my folks. And if that's what I want to call them, that's what I call them. You say what you want to say. But yeah, I heard all of the veiled shots. It's some history with the individual that was saying it. So that's the other part of it. But at the end of the day, I tell people all the time, you get so caught up in style, you miss the message. You get so caught up in the messenger, you miss the message. How many times have I said it? Even when I've talked about Lena, you more worried about style than substance. What did Judge Judy say? Beauty fades. Brains are forever. You get caught up in the cosmetics of it instead of what's being said, instead of what's being done, instead of the work. And as women, we get subjected to that more so than other people. And, to the point about what Meech said, I don't even know. I don't know what to say about that brother, because he is somebody I see outside of the radio station. I run into him. We always have exchanges. For the most part, I'm cool with Meech. And I realize the caricature, of the personality and the animated behavior and, to go too far and the inappropriate commentary. And sometimes what feels like just straight swinging at women and at sisters. I hear it. I see it. And yeah, I heard his comment yesterday and why that, reference would have been made in relationship to me. But you can't do nothing but take it in stride. As I said yesterday, that's what you resort to when you have nothing else. But see, it's too many people think this stuff is a game and it's a sideshow, and you here to entertain people. Let it be some entertainment with substance, though. So I gotta take a break. I'll be right back.
March is Women's History Month, so we are honoring local Her Story makers. Meet Lilo Allen, the co-founder of the Brownsville Collective. The Brownsville Collective taps into your creative spirit and features over 25 local brands. Almost everything in their space is either handcrafted or designed by Black and Brown creatives. Show your support today.
This moment in women's history was brought to you by U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank has more than 50 locations in the greater Milwaukee area. Visit usbank.com to find a location near you. U.S. Bank, a member of FDIC.
Black history is something to appreciate, celebrate, and participate. Play Ode is a mobile app that streams America's best Black-owned radio stations and podcasts from across the country. ODE stands for Our Digital Entertainment. Play Ode features music and entertainment for us and by us. Listen to WNOV The Voice Milwaukee on the Play Ode app. Elevate your radio listening and participate in supporting Black radio. Download PLAYODE or log on to odeaudio.com for info and insight.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something that they take well. Personally, Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't, because helping you get the coverage you want with the savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Milwaukee Allstate agent Cindy Johnson at 414-445-2558. That's 414-445-2558 today for a free quote. Home, auto, renters, condo, and more. Sydney, Nancy, and Lyndon can't wait to meet you.
Subject to terms and conditions and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and its affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You're listening to WNOV 860 and W293CX 106.5 Milwaukee.
How y'all feel out there? Y'all feel all right? Look like y'all ready to drop the bomb. Oh, sexy. Good God. It's another time out, y'all. Shine the spotlight on me.
Now, back to Say Something Real with your host, Michelle Bryant on 860 WNOV.
What was that with that head?
You know, that sounds like a little go-go out of D.C., man.
I see Buster Boo. Did you see the head, man?
No, he was too busy doing his own move. I like that. Who is that?
Girl, you know that's Trouble Funk. Where was y'all at?
I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know?
I didn't know.
Oh,
That's
I thought you was old enough. I just
I might be old enough. That don't mean I know all of
I
it.
was just wondering.
Yeah, that's a nice little beat. It did though. It felt like a little go-go.
That is go-go. Trouble
Okay,
Funk.
I'm just like
Chuck Brown. I just thought you.
Oh, there it is.
No,
Okay.
not Chuck Brown, but
I was gonna say, but along that, yeah.
oh, I forgot you was in New York.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I had to get put up on
Yeah, I
go-go.
didn't know.
But no, I like that. I like that beat. Before we go to the phone line, just to remind people, today starts officially early in-person voting. So if you are getting ready for the April 2nd, 2024 spring election and presidential preferences in relationship to casting a ballot, today, March 19th through Saturday, March 30th, you can vote in a number of early vote locations. In person over at Zeiler Municipal Building, which is downtown, the new Capitol Drive Voting Center, which is on that southwest corner of 60th Street and West Capitol Drive, and Zablocki Library. Those polling locations are open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Sunday 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. You also have the ability to vote at some of the area libraries, Washington Park Library, Tippecanoe Library, and Good Hope Library. You can vote there weekdays 12 to 5, Saturdays 10 a.m. to 2. Also over at the UW Milwaukee Helene Zalazzo Center for the Performing Arts, 2419 East Kenwood. I'm not as familiar with that location, but you can start voting there on Monday, March 25th through Friday, March 29th. And MATC is also another voting location in the T building, March 19th today through March 28th on that Thursday from 12 to 6 p.m. So there are a number of options. Hopefully no excuse for people not voting early if that's what you choose to do. I know I got some purists. They like to vote on election day, which is April 2nd this year. But remember, we up and running for the April 2nd general election for the spring. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, now, top of the day,
What's
y'all.
up, bro?
You got it, yo. Hey, you right. You know, I tell my kids, you know, when they are young, up to the 18, don't listen to how I'm saying it. Just listen to what's being said, because I can get real funny with these words. Look at this, I'm sorry, but yeah, somebody came onto the freeway and almost just rammed into a car. Didn't slow down and just jet right into the highway. But yeah, I tell them, listen to what's being said and not how it's being said, and get the information. If it don't work, take what you can use and keep it moving.
Right.
And you're right about we all do different things, but we're trying to all get to the same place.
All right.
I feel we have to encourage and help each other, because they're not. And I done been around a lot of different races in the past 3 weeks to know they ain't no better than us. No better than us. Look, well, actually worse. At least some people, we don't say hi to each other a lot, but at least we don't start arguing, because you don't say hi and almost get into fights. So yeah, man, people need to travel, man. Do a little travel. Go outside your comfort zone. See how things is. Because it might seem like it's greater, but it's not. They just got it. It looks better on the outside than how it looks on the inside.
All right, thank you, bro.
I sent you my picture too. Did you get it?
Nope, I gotta check. When did you send it?
I sent it yesterday.
Oh no, I ain't see it. I'm gonna look for it. You sent it to me in a text message?
Yes.
Okay, I'll look for it.
I'm moving up in the world. Y'all gonna see me in a minute.
All right, I'll check for it. Thanks, bro. I appreciate the call. Like, did you see it? I missed it. Let me go to the next caller. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Keon.
Good morning.
Let me tell you something. You know you're doing something when people got to stoop low and call you out your name. Don't even worry about that. But I know one thing. I hope our black men that are voting Republican, your vote is worth something. Make sure you get something for it. Make sure they're putting something tangible in your hands. Make sure you leaving there with some money or a job, and not a bunch of lip songing about what's going on. You see, Trump can't raise the money, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I see.
Okay. Now, see, the seeds that you plant in your life, they're going to come back to get you. This is all the years that he didn't pay the contractors and the people that he swindled. Here it all is now. Payday is in front of him. But I'm gonna tell you another thing. We had better be strategically smart while we watching him act a fool over here. We better be letting people know, if you have a Republican governor, Don't let your legislator, your legislative branch be 100% in control Republicans, because then that mayor that's Democrat have his hands tied and won't get anywhere. We put people in office, and we have to be smarter about what we're doing than what we are doing. And we're not being smart strategically. Let's get out and vote. We got a machinery in place. And I'm going to tell you another thing. We need to stop telling them all our secrets on the radio. We need to start meeting, getting zones. And we need to set up an office just like the GOP has that's operating all year long, keeping our kids informed, letting them know the power that they have. Everything that Donald Trump has touched from the Supreme Court all of their way down, he has tainted it. And look at, when you compare January 6th, and you worried about the immigrants coming in, they would have never had the audacity to do what these people did. But they're privileged. They think they're entitled. And the police that work, and I'm going to tell you something, these police forces that are Donald Trump supporters, these supervisors and bosses, they better know who to be looking out for, who's going to turn a blind eye and not help us. Let's stay vigilant. They're coming for us because they fear us. Let's be on the move and do the right thing. God bless you. Be safe. And don't let names bother you.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Not at all. Not at all. Not
She
at
called
all.
a few good ones herself.
Hey.
That's part of the, was that the seed you sowed? Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
I don't understand.
Right. You don't understand.
Let me do this for a second, because a couple of let's take it national for a minute. A couple of the callers have made some inferences or references to things that are going on nationally. So one thing for me, the word immigration has come up. I talked about that people of African descent, African Americans here in this country, we got to be careful about how we talk about immigration. You know, people are trying to make it a wedge issue between us and members of other communities of color. That they're taking something from us. One of the things that I've stood on is that no, they're not, because these things weren't being made available to us, whether these folks had come into the country or not. They were not. They were not interested in helping with, homelessness or unsheltered people and, folks needing housing. They were not interested in making sure that there were appropriate spaces for our children to play and thrive, and employment opportunities for our families, and home ownership opportunities, and fixing, our roads and streets in our communities. A lot of these things were not happening. And but people like Donald Trump wanted to stand up at a rally and say specifically by name to Black people, y'all need to be worried about these immigrants coming in because they're trying to take your jobs. And the question is, well, what jobs are they trying to take from Black folks? What are the jobs that immigrants currently hold right now? What are they? And what are they trying to take from Black people? You got to be careful about how this stuff is talked about. The other thing, and the reason why I wanted to bring it up, is because there was a decision yesterday that came out of the Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court, that indefinitely blocked Texas from enforcing an immigration law that would have allowed state officials to arrest and detain people that they suspected had entered the country illegally. We talk about racial profiling. This would have been racial profiling on steroids, because that means anybody. And some folks think, oh, well, the Mexican looking people, Puerto Rican looking people, Ecuadorian looking people, they about to have a hard time. But we got immigrants that came from Haiti. We got immigrants that came from Sudan, from other countries. So anybody could have been stopped under this law from Texas. I could be stopped because do I look like I'm from, Nigeria? Do I look like I'm from, again, Haiti? I'm Black. Until I open my mouth, you don't know where I'm from necessarily. So anybody could have been, and that's the thing, when people were cheering on this law in Texas, because we've got to do something to protect our borders, not fully appreciating any of us could be a target, because some hillbilly decides we look like we might be someone who has entered the country illegally. And so I got to carry papers with me. You know, in addition to my driver's license and my ID, I got to carry my freedom papers.
You got freedom papers?
I'm just saying. Your birth certificate. You got to walk around with that stuff like you in South Africa because folks going to pull you over and start harassing you. And then just because I show you my papers, you may not believe my ID is real. You might not believe that that's really my birth certificate. So I appreciate the fact that there is, at least for now, what they have called an administrative stay. But the court is still considering this whole situation. It's not a done deal. They have not told Texas that what you are thinking about doing to people is illegal. But again, understand the ramifications, y'all. If Senate Bill 4 out of Texas is allowed to stay the law of the land in Texas, and then what does that mean for other states? These people literally wanted to be able to see you walking down the street and some officer sitting in their car like, they look like they might be illegal. Let's pull them over. Let's stop them while they're walking. Let's detain them. And then you know how people get when you are unjustly, being detained. You get agitated. So you got to do self-talk to calm yourself down so the situation does not get out of control. But come on, y'all. This is a clear issue that we should all be paying attention to, no matter how you feel about illegal immigrants, because these are things that spread to American citizens. Stop and frisk. I'm looking for people who might be involved in some dirt, some illegal activity. Disproportionately Black people being pulled over and stopped and searched. Disproportionately, white people were found with more, questionable paraphernalia, things that could violate the law than those Black people that were pulled over. You understand what I'm saying? And then there were even Black people who were like, well, I'm okay with racial profiling. I'm not. You can't harass me because you think I might be up to no good. You can't do that. You can't do that. Because now I got to meet your standard of what an upstanding citizen looks like. All of it is subjective. So that young brother, oh wait, Carvey got him. The young brother with the locks and this skull cap on and this hoodie, you look like you up to no good. Let me pull you over and pat you down.
That's why I look like I'm submarine.
Yeah, you did.
I learned today.
Huh? Wait, so it's called a traffic stop, and when you get stopped while you're walking, a tinny stop.
Yeah.
And they say this is a tinny stop, you can say, I do not consent to any search. Not being detained.
So Carvey in here dropping education. The difference.
His generation been listening to the walkie-talkie.
I'm just saying.
It's a tinny search. I've heard that too in the back of the
I've never
car.
heard of that. A tinny stop.
I mean, you was walking and they got on. But if you in the car with handcuffs on, you listening to the radio, you hear
a tinny
it's
stop.
A tinny stop.
Like, what does tinny mean? That's the key word.
Like a tinny.
Like tennis shoe stop.
I wonder they might make something as a tennis stop. It's like a cage car. A cage car.
Now I'm about to call Jeff Norman. Be like, Jeff, what is a tennis stop?
No.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, they hate that.
Yeah, I mean, but the other reality is that you also, while you're educating young people about their rights, know what you can and can't, have to be subjected to when you get stopped. People also understand the power dynamic.
Right.
And while I can question and I can challenge, in that moment, you're going to have a whole bunch of parents say, I need you to do what you need to do to make it out of that situation. Mama Carvey. All right now. He said, shout out to Mama Carvey.
Just like when you are witnessing, I ain't gonna lie. Andre Lee Ellis taught me how to stop a car, pull over, and witness. Turn the car back around. What you doing to these boys? You know what I'm saying? But if you 10 feet away and they trying to push you back farther, you got to be 10 feet away. I'm more than 10 feet away. My hands in there. I ain't bothering nobody. You go back over there to do your job because they'll try to move you out the way to stop you from seeing what's going on. And if you got a crowd, just say it loud enough. Damn you.
Look,
they hate me. Damn you.
I understand. All right, let me go to the phone line real quick. Hey, caller, what's happening? I'm sorry, bro. You're muffled. You got us on speaker?
I said, what's going on?
Good morning. What's going on?
This new movie that got coming out called Civil War.
Called what?
Think about it. Civil War.
Civil War?
Silver
War.
Yeah.
Okay. Not familiar with it. Let me look it up.
Yeah, it's just coming. It's trying to warn us early. So y'all get y'all stuff together. Y'all get y'all ammunition for real. Don't use it on your brothers or your sisters. Use it on when you're gonna need it in about a month or two. Soon Trump don't get his way.
All right. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that heads up. I mean, I mentioned it yesterday already, laying the foundation for if I lose, I must have been cheated. Here we go again. It's a repeat of the same old movie. Let me go to the phone line and then let me talk for a second about the other piece that one of the callers brought up in reference to the bond, because I've had a number of people reach out to say, Michelle, can you kind of Civil War? That's what I thought.
Silver War. Silver.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. To reach out to say, Michelle, I don't really understand that bond piece. So we'll talk about that. But let me bring this caller up. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, Michelle.
Yes, sir.
They're doing that same kind of law in Atlanta. You could, and they got it set up where you can just call.
And say that you suspect somebody isn't illegal?
Yeah. And I mean, and they look at this. They make. I mean, like Haitian. And it come on now, that don't make no sense. I look like a Haitian. Yeah, you ain't gonna be. I ain't got no paper. I'm not gonna go through that.
So you okay?
That's a problem.
And I got you, bro. And thank you for the call. So this is in relationship to the bill after the young woman who was out jogging, Laken Riley, was out jogging, and she was killed by an undocumented immigrant. And so, of course, legislation was, rushed through House Bill 1105. This young nursing student is beaten to death on the University of Georgia. She was from the University of Georgia's campus. And so, now it's like, yep, the police need to be able to go after suspected undocumented people. This particular individual that was involved in her murder, Venezuelan. And so, it was a part of even Joe Biden's State of the Union address, as Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is from Georgia, represents a portion of Georgia, was yelling out, say her name, basically. But it's so funny. So we go say Laken's name, which is fair, but no outcry for Breonna's name. And that's the thing. You don't want to do tit for tat, but it does become very glaring. So let me just close the loop on this real quick in terms of the bond piece. People are paying attention to the fact that President Trump, in terms of the case in New York, in which he was found guilty of fraud in relationship to the documents that he would submit to get loans, in terms of the documents and the way he evaluated his property, even probably for the purposes of taxes, that there were a number of, fraudulent activities that went on. His CFO, Chief Financial Officer, has actually served jail time because of some of this mess, is looking at going back to jail again for another 5 or 6 months in connection to the lying that was done at the behest of Donald Trump in relationship to his financial disclosures. And so Trump was ordered to pay a $464 million civil fraud judgment. Okay. Now, remember, he was big ball and shot calling not that long ago and bragging about how much money he had. his cash reserves, what he had on hand, because, hey, I'm the coldest business person to ever do it. I got more money than everybody on the planet. It is what it is. And so that's, the way he tried to present it. So you lose this judgment. You now got to fork over this $464 million while you appeal. And it's time to put up or shut up. Now, all of a sudden, guess who said I don't have no money, or I don't have that much money in terms of liquid cash on hand? I can't just take the court a check, a good check, a cashier's check, whatever you got to have. I can't just, because I said I had it, but evidently I don't have it, or I'm lying that I don't have it. Take your pick. But either way, Trump and his company need to post a bond for the full amount by next week to stop Letitia James from being able to collect while he appeals. He got to put it up by next week. Or Letitia James has said, I'm going to start forcing the sale of your assets, your real estate. We're going to start messing with your bank accounts because you're going to put this money up. New York taxpayers are not going to be cheated and swindled by you again. Trump has gone to the Court of Appeals to ask them to step in. He just did this yesterday. And because he said, I can't get any company to give me a bond on this money. People are telling me that they don't want necessarily real estate as collateral, that they want actual cash or cash equivalents, such as market securities. They don't trust Trump because, number one, if I accept your property as collateral, these are the same properties whose values you've overinflated or underinflated, depending on what you need. So you telling me this is a 15,000 square foot penthouse and it's really 10,000 square feet. But I give you a loan or back your bond based on inaccurate information about these real estate properties. So, bro, you can't be trusted on your real estate. Can't be trusted. I don't know what your stuff is worth. So you either got to have the money or you're going to give me whatever your market securities investments are as collateral. What they are saying, that these bond folks are saying, these insurance companies that would typically put up these surety bonds, they're saying that we need roughly about 120% of the judgment amount. So he doesn't just have to put up a bond for the 464 million. You got to go 20% above that. So the bond amount that he's trying to secure is about $557 million. Everybody out there hear me? Everybody understand what I'm saying? It's not just the basic. You got to have 20% above the amount that the court, that 464 million. In addition to that, the sureties would like to charge a bond premium of about 2% per year with 2 years in advance. So just on they interest, they won't, and 2% is not a lot of money, but 2% is not a high interest, but 2% on $557 million. And they want 2 years worth of interest up front. That's $18 million. They handling this dude. And so Trump is having a hard time finding anybody that's willing to mess with him. But this is the same dude who could not get a bank loan in the United States because banks had said you a bad credit risk. You don't pay your bills. That's why you get Deutsche Bank and all these foreign entities at the table, the Saudis, everybody messing with Donald Trump, because American banks was like, before he even ran for president, this goes back years that the financial institutions have said, this dude is shiesty. He don't pay his bills. He can't be trusted. No, sir. I don't care what kind of real estate you own. You're not getting no loan from this bank. Think about that. The type of real estate holdings that this man has, you should be able to secure or procure a loan from somebody. American banks stepped away years ago. But this the dude that everybody believe in can turn the economy around. You can't even handle your own personal finances. You got your CFO lying on your taxes, lying on your property valuations, just across the board. But this who gonna make America great again? The dude who right now can't find an insurance company to back him on his $464 million. But you got the plan to turn around the country. You the man with the plan. But your own house is crumbling in front of everybody. His real estate holdings, which 40 Wall Street, the Doral down in Miami, Mar-a-Lago, according to Trump, greatly exceed the judgment. But nobody will touch him. You got all of these properties supposedly worth all this money. And banks is like, I don't care. I mean, bond companies, insurance companies like, nope. You got to figure out how to get this done in a week. And this was a thing that I heard on CNN that caught my ear this morning. One of the anchors or morning talkers, he was asking a question. He said, so can anybody put up this $464 million for Trump? And the person he was talking to, because I was listening in the car, so I didn't see him. The person he was talking to, he said, yeah. He said, anybody can put up the $464 million. Like if Elon Musk wanted to give $464 million, to the courts to put this money up, he could do it on Trump's behalf. And the person said, yeah. It was like, while I know or I believe that the CNN host didn't mean it that way, it was almost like an all call was put out. Elon, you crazy like Donald Trump. You got it. Can you throw $464 million?
Child, them two together? It'll really be outer space.
I'm just saying.
Spaced out.
I'm just saying. Call us, here I come. But like literally, the way the guy from CNN did it, it was like literally like an all call. In case y'all didn't know, somebody sitting on $464 million, you can put this money up for this dude. Just like the way he has raided, he being Donald Trump, raided the coffers of the Republican National Committee to pay a bunch of his legal bills. His airhead daughter-in-law talking about that's what the party is for, that all of their money and resources would go to take care of Trump. Forget all the other candidates across the country who the RNC traditionally support. Your number one goal, in the way Trump's daughter-in-law sees it, is to support Trump. Is the tea leaves like moving for anybody yet? Do you understand what we up against yet? So it's a couple things left on the bond piece that I'll cover. Callers, I'll get you all. But we're not even just talking 464. We're talking a straight more than $500 million in cash. But he a bad businessman.
Cash money.
Businesses file bankruptcy every day. I remember that call. That don't mean you're a bad businessman because you filed business bankruptcy 7 times. That means you smart because you know how to play the system. Every dog got their day, and some got two. I'll be right back.
The Center for Teaching Entrepreneurship presents its third annual Big Head Soiree, Thursday, May 16th at the Marcus Performing Arts Center in the Bradley Pavilion. I'm Andrea Williams, and I'll be your host for this spectacular event. It's designed to salute the co-founder, Miss Radonna Rogers, as she loved to wear big hats, and this is one way we honor her. We will also celebrate and recognize the accomplishments of Milwaukee's leaders in entrepreneurial ventures.
CTE was founded with the mission in mind to help young people understand business, financial literacy, and themselves, and how they can find their way into the marketplace and be productive citizens. We have found a great way to educate, stimulate, and advance what we're doing within this community.
So ladies, this is the time to wear your big hat, and guys, your stylish fedora. You will be treated to a delectable dinner and the sounds of Soul Sirius starting at 5:30. The program will begin at 7 with more entertainment and the awards program. Tickets are just $75. Go to Eventbrite using BHS 24 or call 414-788-8104. That's 414-788-8104. This event will kick off the spring season, so don't miss it.
This is Martina Golan-Graves, President and CEO with Mental Health America of Wisconsin. I want to take a moment to remind you that your mental health matters. This time of year can be stressful, but we have programs and services committed to supporting our community. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping adults and kids live mentally healthier lives. We offer online screenings, outpatient therapy, and a peer-run warm line for support day and night. Call us today, 414-276-3122, or visit mhawisconsin.org to learn more about these services and more.
2024 Soul Stirring Gospel Easter Band, March 31st, sponsored by the New Pitts Mortuary, located at 2031 West on Capitol Drive. Pick your tickets up 45 in advance, 50 at the door. On my way home, the Catch a Spiritual. Oh, the gospel for. He's blessing me. I feel it in my feet right now. Baby, you better meet me there. Brunch at 1. The show begins at 4 p.m. The fabulous Lucky Brothers. My soul is a witness. I feel it down on the inside. Be right there at Abundant Faith, located at 7830 West Good Hope Road. All Willie Rogers. We're going to a meeting on that day. I see them marching down the street. Come on in from everywhere, northwest, south. Oh, it's going down. There's a leak in this old building, Bishop Neil Robertson, and my soul has got to move. Don't you miss it. Call the New Pitts Mortuary, 414-447-6000. It's going down at the Soul Stirring Gospel Easter Bash. Oh, I gotta stop right there, Bryant. Back in top. My feet got light. I feel myself flying right about now. Come on now, you don't want to miss it. Be right there in the house. It's going down. Come on now, Tiffany Jerry. Everybody know he's my friend. Oh, you don't want to miss it. You be right there. That Soul Stirring Gospel Easter Bash. That food is going to be yummy, yummy, yummy. I tell you, come on now, Reverend R.L. Bush and the Revived Sons. Put the weight on me. Oh, not that kind of weight, because that food gonna be so scrumptious. Pick your tickets up at the New Pitts Mortuary. Tickets are also available at Nick Avani's and Mayfair Mall on the second floor.
WNOV 860 and W293CX 106.5 Milwaukee.
Engine number 9, take 1.
Keep on moving. 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 Ow! Keep on moving. Engine number 9. Can you get me back on time?
track.